So let's show you some of my Disney movies, and let's do Disney movie collection. Why not? Um, so let's start with my DVDs. Um, so I'm gonna include Fox titles within this because they own 20th Century Fox. I'm gonna include National Geographic, Marvel, and stuff like that. So I'm all kind of including it under one thing. I mean, I won't include every Marvel movie. Like, I'm not going to include Spider Verse in this because that's like a Sony movie. They are a separate thing. So let me show you my first things because I always my so how my movies are organized. It is from DVDs are at the very top, and DVD starts with DVD box sets, and then my Blu-rays uh, or no DVD box sets. Then it's DVDs, just normal size DVDs, like something like this. You know, uh, that's not a Disney title, but you know what I mean. And then I have my Blu-ray box sets, and then my standard size Blu-rays, which are like this. So we'll show you. So the first thing I got at the top here, I have the first season of The Simpsons and the second season. I only have these two so far. I'm getting more and more. I'm gonna have all 19 plus of them that they put out. So yeah, that's that. And I have Family Guy Volume 1, which has seasons 1 and 2 put into one nice set, in 4 different sleeves. I prefer how they package the Simpsons sets over the Family Guy sets, but the Simpsons, if you ask me which show's better, I will always say, in terms of shows that make me laugh more, Family Guy, like classic Family Guy, not so much newer Family Guy. Like newer Family Guy is terrible. Old Family Guy does a great job at making me laugh. But Simpsons has better stories, better cinematography, animation, writing, and characters. Makes me cry, gets me more invested in stuff. So I always prefer The Simpsons over Family Guy. But if I want a show that I can just throw on any time and just kind of laugh, that's Family Guy. Like The Simpsons, I feel like have to be more in the right mood for certain episodes, certain things like that. So, yeah. So let's go over to my Disney DVDs now, because those are all my box sets. Which was a very small amount, but yeah, I'm getting there. I'm gonna get more Family Guy and stuff like that in my collection. Lego Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, or not Strikes Back, Strikes Out. Yeah, this is out of print. It's a fun special. I enjoyed it. Lego Star Wars: The Yoda Chronicles. So these were both released by 20th Century Fox. They're out of print and they aired on Cartoon Network. Um, so these you can only get like through eBay and stuff. They're out of print. They're probably never going back into print. Disney's kind of killed their physical media recently, and it's kind of been sad to see that. But yeah, and then so after Disney bought Star Wars, they made the new Yoda Chronicles. So that's the one they made. So you have the Yoda Chronicles and the new Yoda Chronicles. So you got stuff like that. And this is not all the Lego Star Wars stuff you'll see in this video. Lego Star Wars Droid Tales, which that's a fun little mini series. It's like a mini series where R2D2 is like he goes missing, and then they're trying to find him, and then C-3PO on his mission to go find him, he's kind of like retelling the events of the old Star Wars movie with just kind of funny, humorous moments. There's jokes with making fun of Jar Jar and stuff. It's actually a funny mini series. I don't think it's like great, but it's fun. So, Star Wars Resistance season 1. I don't think we're ever gonna get a DVD for season 2 again. They've killed their physical media market, and I don't think the sales for this were very good. Um, I, and I honestly can see why. This show came out and it was pretty bad. Like it wasn't horrible. Here's the thing about it. It's a very kiddie show, and it's a really bad one. Like it's just very kiddie, and I think it's fine for kids, but it was kind of marketed as more for that, and more than that, they're like, oh, it's created by Rebels creator Dave Filoni and Clone Wars, right? Yeah, it's not anywhere near those shows, right? It's very bad, and yeah, it's fine for what it is. Like it's a fine movie. or show for kids again. I wouldn't watch it, but they air it like 10 o'clock at night, and that's when they were premiering new episodes on Sundays nights. And it's like, what kid's staying up on Sunday nights, before a school night to watch Star Wars Resistance? No kid. And it was just very boring, and you did kind of have to watch every episode they connected together, so it was kind of like, I don't know any kid that would watch this show. It's just bad. So that's all I have to say about that. Phineas and Ferb Star Wars. This is a fun kind of spoof, and they kind of make fun of the fact that it's not canon. Phineas and Ferb is a great show. I love that show. So as a Star Wars fan and a Phineas Ferb fan, great. Twitches 1 and 2. I like these new kind of slip covers they did recently for these, some of these Halloween-ish titles. These movies are not very good, though. They're pretty bad. They're definitely not worth watching. Halloween Town 1 and 2. I still need to watch, get Halloween Town 3 and 4. But yeah, those are fun. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is actually the Blu-ray DVD combo, or DVD Blu-ray combo, which is such a weird thing. I don't know why they did this, but yeah. Okay. So some of you might be mad about this one. I have Old Yeller. This is a 2-pack that has Old Yeller and Old Yeller sequel, Savage Sam. I have nothing to say about these movies, and it's not because I don't like them. I've never watched them. It's not for any particular reason. I've just never watched them. It's not one of those, some of these movies, classic Disney movies, most people grow up watching them. I grew up watching all the classic animated stuff, of course, but that was never one that I was shown as a kid. It was never one that people were like, go watch that one. No, I was never shown it as a kid, and I've heard great things about it. Of course, everybody loves the movie, but I need to watch it, and I'll probably end up doing it pretty soon here and doing a video on it on one of my channels where I review movies. I haven't decided yet, but I've never seen it, and it's not because I'm avoiding it. It just never happened, and I own it now, and yeah, Mighty Ducks 2. It's weird. I don't own the first one, but this was factory sealed at Goodwill, and I've seen all 3. I reviewed them, and I'm excited for that new Disney Plus show. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I'll definitely be talking about that. The Brave Little Toaster. I still need to get the sequels. What's funny is this is why I own DVDs, okay? Let me tell you right now. I was at an aunt's house, and we said, hey, we want to watch The Brave Little Toaster. So we, she bought pizza. We had a bunch of drinks. We're gonna go watch it and just kind of have fun, right? And just have a movie night. So we go over there, and we pop up on Disney Plus, and it was not on there. I know what you're thinking. What? It's not on there. It's a Disney movie, right? And you go on there, and the sequels are on there. You got Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue and Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. It got really real weird really fast with the sequels. Let me just tell you that. But we were like, what the hell? Where's the Brave Little Toaster? So we went on to all these digital movie renting sites. Didn't have it. None of them had it. So my grandma owned a copy. So me and my cousin got in a car, drove to her house, because she didn't live that far, and we went, took her copy, borrowed it, and said, Harriet, we'll bring it back. We watched it. And that's how we watched it on DVD. And I never owned it. And actually 2 weeks later, it's pretty funny. I found it factory sealed in a Goodwill. So this is brand new. I've never even watched this copy because I got it so recently after watching it. But yeah, that's why I own DVDs, is because, it's insane to have things like that happen where I just want to watch a movie and I can't watch it. But I can watch the sequels, but not the first movie. You know what I mean? Even on these digital renting sites, maybe it's not on Disney Plus. I didn't understand the digital renting thing. What are you trying to do? Get rid of the first movie? Yeah. Tarzan 2. It's a Disney sequel. That's all I have to say about that. Alright, let's get... So these are 20th Century Fox titles, but, still Disney. Banjo the Woodpile Cat. This is a short film made by Don Bluth. Kind of be cool if they put this on Disney Plus. This is a good short though. I love Don Bluth, so I had to have that. I picked that up at the Dollar Tree of all places. Once Upon a Forest. You probably don't know. Probably nobody who's watching this video knows this movie. This is a '90s animated movie. For people who do know it, they probably have seen like trailers and they're like, "Oh, it's like Ferngully environmental message movie." It's not an environmental message movie. It's kind of just a movie. Um, it's actually kind of a cute little movie. I don't think it's great. If you can pick this up, it's like $5 on Amazon. It's definitely worth a watch, and it's a decent movie. It's not a great movie, but decent. Home Alone 3. Yeah, it's Home Alone. I don't like any of the Home Alone sequels except for Home Alone 2. And Home Alone 2, I'm not even like a big fan compared to everybody else, you know, because people love Home. There are people like, it's better than the original, and then there's some people like, nah, I still like it. I'm kind of in between those two people. Like, I don't really like it. I don't think it's better than the original. I'm just like, it's fine, but not what I want to watch. Like, because every time I watch Home Alone 2, I'm like, why am I just not watching the original every time? And you know, Tim Curry stuff helps me forget about that for a minute. Like, I love you, but it doesn't do it for me. Celebrate Mickey Mouse. These are like classic Mickey Mouse shorts, like Steamboat Willie, Band Concert, Mickey, you know, stuff like that. It's all on Blu-ray, which is, for like shorts this old, this is beautiful. I'd recommend this just for the fact that these shorts are so amazing on Blu-ray. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, the Three Musketeers little special. It's a very predictable like Three Musketeers thing. It's exactly what you expect, but it's fun. Sleeping Beauty, you know, classic. You know, I don't tend to. I've grown to actually like this one more. I think when I was a kid, I really hated this one because I'm just like, God, this is boring. Just nothing happens. And I think, you know, I think over time I got more into it. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you a couple box sets. I have 24 season 3 and 2, or not 2, 1. I bought season 2 off of eBay and it came with a missing disc, so we're sending it back and I'll probably get a different edition. And now I need to show you my Blu-ray box sets before we get in the rest of these. This is by ESPN. Disney owns ESPN, so I feel like I should show this. The Last Dance. This is a great documentary series. This month we're getting season 2 on Netflix. If you have not seen this, this is phenomenal. This is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. And if you know anything about me, I'll always say I'm not a sports person. The only sport I've watched is golf. And that's the only one I watch and keep up with. And I know people always laugh when I say that. Like, golf? 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 You know? But, you know, it's like, what? Yeah, I watch golf. And so this is a great documentary series that engaged me and someone who does not have any interest in sports. I was shocked about that, but I absolutely love this. This is my Planet of the Apes 50 movie collection here. Just 50 Planet. This has all 9 movies, so it has the original, and it has all the sequels to the original, so like Beneath the Planet of the Apes, all that stuff. It's got the Burton remake, and then it's got the newer trilogy. This is a really beautiful set, by the way. If you're a big Planet of the Apes fan and you don't have these movies already, I think this is the best way to own them. Because it has Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Conquest for the Planet of the Apes, Battle of the Planet of the Apes, the Burton remake, of course, and then it's got the newer trilogy, but it's got all the original movies on Blu-ray along with the Burton remake, and of course the newer trilogies on 4K and Blu-ray in this set. So you don't even have to like, oh, I have to have both, you know. But this is a beautiful set, not just from the packaging, but when you actually watch this, there's like a ape like historian that goes over the history and like introduces it. It's a really awesome like love letter to the Planet of the Apes. And if you're a big fan of these movies, it is fantastic. I wish they put these movies on Disney Plus. I think they're kind of worried about how to do that, right? Because you could definitely put um, all the original movies and the Burton remake, but I think the newer trilogy is the one they're looking at going, I don't know, it's really violent, and I don't know if that would go on Disney Plus. I think it's I think it's fine to put on Disney Plus, but I think Disney is very like, if we'll do PG-13, it's very low PG-13, which kind of is ridiculous to me, but that's how they feel about it, and I think I kind of understand that perspective, but I'm also like, you should put the movies on Disney Plus. Just saying. Because I don't think a lot of kids now know the original movies, and it'd be nice to have a way for kids to access the new movies really easily, and it'd just be great. But we'll see if that ever happens. I have Gravity Falls, the complete series. Um, if this wasn't $70, I would say screw Disney Plus, go buy this set. But it's $70, and for 2 seasons, this is not worth $70. Um, there's only 40 episodes in this set, okay, for $70. 50, I can understand. 70, I can't. The reason I say Disney Plus is so bad is because basically, if you can see the little grandpa there, he's got a fez on. Now that fez has a fish on it. Well, apparently, some people are like, it's like a Muslim. It's too similar to a Muslim symbol. So Disney Plus cut it out of some of the episodes, but not all of them. And so it's like, even if you wanted to censor it, it's pretty screwed up how they censored it. And I think it's pretty messed up. Plus, this has bonus features that you cannot access on Disney Plus. This is the best way to own the series, but it's so expensive that I can't recommend it. I'm an ultra fan, and I will always support releases like this, but I'm not. Gonna tell other people unless you have the money and you're a really big fan, go out and do this, because it's such an expensive price, but I love the series and I think this box set's worth it to me. Firefly. Firefly is a great series. I know they'll probably never put this on Disney Plus, but how great would it be if they put this series on Disney Plus? I'm just saying, this show's great. Star Wars The Force Awakens, the 3D Collector's Edition. I love this edition. I love that one. I have Star Wars The Complete Saga Edition. Now this is not like including the newer movies. It's Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and then A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, all that. But I have this because I found this at a thrift shop for $1, and of course I already own these, so like, I own these in 4K, so it's like, why do you need this set? Well, I don't, but there's tons of documentaries and extra bonus features on these sets that are not on those, and so, yeah, it was worth keeping this set. I wouldn't, I kind of hate how the set is packaged. Like, I like the artwork, but look how hard these discs are to pull out, so I can understand why this edition is probably not the best edition. I think the best way to own any Star Wars movies are not in box sets, individually. I'm just saying, because they're just always packaged better. Every time I see them, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just like, ugh. The Kingsman 1 and 2. This is a 4K collection. This is a great collection, by the way. You can get both movies for $15 on 4K. And then this is a Walmart exclusive double feature of Independence Day and Independence Day Resurgence. And I think like $15 for 2 movies on 4K is such a great deal. If you're cautious about 4K, let me tell you right now, it's going down in price. I think they're able to make a lot more now. More people are buying them too because the prices is dropping. And I think if you're a fan of that type of thing, you're definitely going to want to look out for that, because I think with all those prices dropping, 4Ks are getting more affordable. There are new 4Ks that are coming out like 13, $15. When before that wasn't even possible. They were always $30. Um, Fantastic Mr. Fox on Criterion. Can you see how worn that thing is? That's how much I watched this movie. This is my favorite movie ever made. I have seen this 100 times over. I love this movie, and I think everybody should watch that movie. Napoleon Dynamite. I don't love this movie the same way everybody else does. I think I've grown to really like it over time. Like, I've watched it once, and then I watched it on TV again, and it's not even like I intended to watch it on TV. It was just on, and I started laughing a bunch. And I'm like, oh, I kind of get this now, but I'm still not like, wow, this is like one of the funniest movies ever made. People just are obsessed with this movie. They quote it, and it is very quotable. It's got a lot of funny moments. It's got a lot of charm to it. I don't know if I'm crazy about it. I do like this edition, though. Kind of a neat edition of the movie. Just like the, just kind of the images and stuff like that. Just a really quirky, kind of weird, funny comedy that you probably wouldn't think would be as popular as it is. But it is, and, it's good. But just not one of my personal favorite comedies. Maybe that will change. I thought it was kind of meh when I watched it the first time, but maybe if I watch it again, who knows? Maybe I'll like it more. Like I did the second time. So maybe 20 years from now, I'll be like, I remember when I didn't like Napoleon Dynamite, and now it's my favorite comedy. I don't know. Aristocats. I always thought this movie was way too cutesy. It was just kind of boring to me, and even now, I'm older, I'm not swayed on it. One that's grown to be one of my favorites is Alice in Wonderland. I always thought this one was a little too slow, but I've gotten to really love this one way more over time. Just incredibly well done. Just classic, great. Two I've never liked, The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. When I was a kid, I always thought, Rescuers, that one's too boring, but Rescuers Down Under, that's the better one. Well, I think now it's switched. I enjoy Rescuers a lot more, and I don't like either of these. I think they're both really boring and bad. But Rescuers Down Under, I think, is the worst one, and it's just so forgettable and so bad. Robin Hood, I think this is a fun Disney movie, but a very forgettable one. I don't know how they're supposed to remake this in live action like they're saying, but sure, we'll go with that. 4K of Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. So this is my favorite Disney animated film. I know all the songs up and down. I could probably quote this movie line by line. I have loved this movie for years. I think the older I get, the more and more I appreciate this movie. Every time I watch it, I'm just amazed. I'm just stunned by it. I'm just in love with it. Aladdin. A movie I appreciate more than I like. I rarely ever watch this one. I used to watch this one as a kid. I think this was the one that was just really... I think this is one of those ones as a kid. It's very easy to watch out of the whole Disney Renaissance ones, because it's so quick, it's so comedic, it's so fun and energetic. But I don't know. I think as I get older, I appreciate it. I'm like, Robin Williams' voice is great and it's good, but it's like, I really ever want to go back and rewatch this one myself. The Lion King. Again, another one I appreciate more than I actually like. I still really like The Lion King. It's great. It's a great movie, but, just, I don't know. I don't love The Lion King. I think it's great, but just, some people are like, it's one of the greatest animated movies ever made, and one of the greatest well, I think it is one of the greatest animated movies ever made, but some people are like, it's one of the greatest films ever made, and maybe, but I'm not so sure. Hunchback of Notre Dame. this is probably my second favorite Disney animated movie. Probably. I don't know. This one's pretty close. I like this. I love that one. I think it gets a lot of flack from people because it's so dark and different. But I'm like, that's good. It's really well done. I think it's fantastic. Mulan 1 and 2. Mulan is fine. I just again, it's another one I kind of like. I like the music from Mulan, but I don't actually care for the movie much itself. I have seen it like once or twice. Meet the Robinsons. This has a great message. It's got a great message. It's really well delivered, but the rest of the movie is such a mess and an utter, just insane mess of a movie. It's actually hard to watch, and yeah, I enjoy some of the comedy and the humor in it, but still, I wish they'd maybe done like a few script rewrites because it just yikes. The pacing in the movie, the whole movie's just yeah, Tangled. My girlfriend's favorite Disney animated movie right here. So, she loves this movie. She's always singing the song, so it's pretty funny. Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph. This is probably my favorite modern Disney movie. Well, actually, Zootopia is my favorite. I don't know. It goes back and forth between these two, but yeah, I love Wreck-It Ralph. Just great. Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph breaks the first movie or something like that. I hate this movie. I think this was like $10 on clearance for like a $30 4K edition Target exclusive. And that was a great deal. And I had the first movie already, so I was like, I'll get it. But this movie's horrible. It is so poorly made. The humor is just terrible. The animation's gorgeous as always, but it's just such a bad movie. Such a bad movie. Just so poorly written. I never want to watch it again. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This is my favorite Disney movie. And notice I said favorite Disney movie, not favorite animated movie. Because Beauty and the Beast is my favorite animated movie. This one's great. I think this is one of the greatest films ever made. The animation in this movie is insane. The way they blend 2D with live action, you know, all the stuff that you always hear about it. But just, I'm just always amazed more and more every time I watch it. So, I have the Toy Story trilogy. I think I loved Toy Story more when I was a kid. I don't think I'm in love with it as much as some people are. Like, I actually have a hard time going back to watch Toy Story now. And that's not because, like, Toy Story is a bad movie. Maybe it's because the animation, which is not fair to really complain about. Like, it was the first movie ever done in CG, but, like, it still looks pretty dated. A Bug's Life. It's A Bug's Life. There's not really anything to say about it. It's fine. Finding Nemo. One of my favorite Pixar movies. I like this more that I've gotten older because I realized this is not Nemo's movie, it's Marlin's movie, and I get more sucked into Marlin's story in the movie, makes me cry, and I'm just like, gosh dang it, why am I watching Finding Nemo at 2 o'clock in the morning and crying? I don't know. Finding Dory, this is Steelbook edition. Finding Dory is probably one of the better Pixar sequels that they've done. I still don't think it's very good, but I don't think it's horrible either. I've rewatched it a couple times. Inside Out. Inside Out's very imaginative, very cool, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about it like everybody else is. Onward is really meh, and that's all I have to say about that. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Worst Pirates movie by far. College Road Trip. I bought this one because I remember it being really good, and I remembered it wrong. Underdog. It's Underdog. I don't know. I don't know why I have it, but I do. So, Enchanted. I really love this movie. So glad there's being a sequel announced. I actually hope it gets made this time because I think they've tried to do that a couple times, But look, I really love this movie. I think it's a great spoof on Disney movies. I know, like, Disney has spent the whole decade, or like, here's how we're gonna talk about our past, and trying to be politically correct or whatever. And I'm like, this is how you do it. You should do it like this, and they don't. And I think it's getting irritating. $1 Million Arm, fun true story movie. Bought this one because it was like a couple bucks. Prom, it's bad, but whatever. I have it. Tron. I need to get Tron Legacy, but Tron, yeah. I like Tron. I respect it. I love what it did for CG animation, all that stuff. But yeah, I've never been in love with that. Princess Diaries 1 and 2. These are fun movies. They're not great, but fun. Prince of Persia. This is kind of one of those bad fun movies. It's nothing like the game, but it's fun. Alice in Wonderland. This is a Burton one. It's bad, but you know. Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe. Blah 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 blah. Fun movie. Fun, great movie. I love Narnia. I just wish it didn't crash and burn after that movie, sadly. Oz, the Great and Powerful. This is a really fun movie. At times, it has some great things about it, but it's also a really messy movie. So, The Muppets 2011, Muppets Most Wanted, The Muppet Movie. I think Muppets 2011 is probably my favorite Muppet movie. It's really hard to say which one is my favorite. It always changes, but Into the Woods. Very ambitious musical, very hard to adapt. So I respect this movie a lot. I don't like it though. Jungle Book 2016. I really like this remake. I think it's good. The rest of them. Hocus Pocus, Best Buy exclusive Steelbook and 4K. Love this Steelbook, but Hocus Pocus is fine. I'm not a person like who worships his whole Hocus Pocus. I'm like, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus. Alright, that was cringy. Frankenweenie. That's a fun movie. I don't know. More people would see Frankenweenie. I don't know why not enough people talk about it. I think it's a really great, like, kind of homage to monster movies. I think is really great, honestly. Nightmare for Christmas. My second favorite movie ever made. Love Nightmare for Christmas. The Santa Claus trilogy. I don't like the Santa Claus movies, but I mean, they're not horrible movies, but they're just weird concepts for kids' movies, and I'm just not into them. Mickey Mouse, Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas, so yeah, they're fine. Christmas Carol, Jim Carrey one, way too dark. Just stop. And this movie is awful. No one should ever watch it. Nutcracker in the Four Realms. And I'm just going to show you my Marvel ones real quick, because I've talked about Marvel a lot, and I don't need to say anything about it. Iron Man. I'm missing Spider-Man Homecoming, but I basically have every Marvel movie besides that. Incredible Hulk. Iron Man 2. Captain America